Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Transportation Talks. I'm your host, Nicholas Robb, and today I am here at the Northern Shenandoah Valley Regional Commission. I'm with Karen and Becky, who run the Ridesmart program. So I'll let you guys, kind of reintroduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Karen Taylor. I manage along with Becky, the Ridesmart program. I've been here at the commission for around 20 years, so I've been doing this for a long time with commuters.
And I have been here for 7 years now, and Karen is my right-hand man for helping me in all of my 1,000 questions that I always have.
Yeah. So I kind of gear this podcast just towards just the regular commuters and, just citizens in general. So I guess if you want to, what is the Ridesmart program for people who've never heard of it before?
You want to go ahead and explain? You want me to?
You can.
Well, it's been around since 1980.
Okay.
And it's to help people with to get into carpools and vanpools. We want to take the cars, the SOVs off the road and turn them into HOVs.
So SOV being single occupancy vehicle, HOV being high occupancy vehicle.
Yeah. So that's our main goal, is to get the cars off the road.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of? So how do you go about doing that then?
Well, so turn that over to you.
Sure. We do a lot of social media and radio advertising, and that's how we, get the word about our program out there and make the commuters in our region aware of it.
So I guess if someone's, say I'm a resident and I'm interested in okay, I want to find a carpool. How do I reach out to you guys to get a carpool?
That's a good start. Yes.
Yeah, so I guess how does that work? I guess. So as a resident, so say I give you a call, what does that interaction look like?
So usually I'm the one that speaks to them, and when they call in, I usually tell them to go to our ridesmartva.org website, and from there they can go to Commuter Connections, which is a platform that we've used since the program started, and that's mainly for our commuters who travel outside of our region and have a daily commute for work. And then we recently started using Connecting VA, and that one is really key because it can also be used for commuters traveling outside the region, but also that can be used for our interregional transit, which older folks who need to get to doctor's appointments, just somebody who doesn't have a vehicle needs to get to the grocery store, they can go in there and there's a trip planner, and they're able to go in and enter their starting location and where they need to go, and if there's anybody that has a carpool that can get them there, then it generates.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And that's app based.
Yes, that is an app.
I don't think Commuter Connections, do they have an app?
They do.
I think they do.
They do,
have an app
okay.
as well, yeah. Okay. I do believe so.
Yeah.
That's great. So so I guess that's kind of the crux of it is the carpool van. So is the vanpool I guess kind of part of that as well? Or
yes.
Is that sort of separate?
Yep. Carpools and vanpools for both of those commuting.
So you help people so if I live in Front Royal or something, I'm trying to get out to Fairfax County or Loudoun County or whatever, I guess how do you know if the carpool's best for me or vanpool's best for me? You have a list of vanpools that you can kind of pull from, be all right, would you be or I guess would you ask me if I'm interested in a carpool or a vanpool based on my schedule and stuff?
Yeah. And we have about 200 vanpools.
Oh, can you come closer to the mic?
Oh, sorry. We have about 200 vanpools right now.
Oh, coming out of the region?
Yeah. And from West Virginia, correct?
Yep.
So how many do you know offhand, I guess, how many are coming into the region? Or there's 200 going from the region out of the region?
Out to DC,
okay.
Nova,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And you have some coming from West Virginia into the region?
No, going to Nova and DC.
Oh, from West
coming
Virginia.
from Royal.
Oh, they're picking people up here as well? Oh, okay. Gotcha. And I guess with the I-66 express lanes now, has there been more of an increase or interest in vanpooling? Or because I know you need 3 people now to ride the
right.
I was thinking about that yesterday about vanpooling, and I haven't seen any increase in. And you know what? I think COVID and people going in maybe 2 or 3 days a week has really put I don't know, something on vanpooling, put a wrench in it on vanpooling, because I think this is my prediction. I think vanpooling is maybe going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be funneled out because vanpooling, you think about it, when it first started, people were going in 5 days a week. They were working their 6 to 4 shift or whatever, 7 to 4, 7 to 5. It was very,
The schedule was very consistent.
Yeah. Monday to Friday,
and since COVID, people's schedules have changed. So I can.
That's a good point.
I mean, this is my prediction. I've not heard anything.
You're the experts, right? In the field doing this.
But yeah, I can see vanpooling unless vanpoolings change to like maybe to, I don't know, what do you call it, like a micro transit type thing, where people can join and
where you don't have like a set number of people that are in the van pool, but anybody could get on
at any time.
At any time.
Yeah.
I think there's been talk about that.
Yes.
As well too, at least out in the Nova area and stuff, about making it more of like a mini buses kind of, right? Like, especially like the 95 corridor and stuff.
And I can also see, and I might be wrong on this, the younger, like Gen Z, I cannot see them getting in van pools.
Yeah. See, like,
I cannot.
We kind of like felt that too, but I was like, maybe it's just because it's just me and like that's how I think about it. But I mean, I was in a van pool going from Front Royal to Fairfax for, I guess I did it for about a year or two. And even then I was going in 5 days a week, but I'd only use the van pool like maybe 3 days a week. So now that I'm only going in twice a week, for example, it's like, do I want to use the van pool twice?
And you have to pay full price.
And you still have to.
See, that has to change too.
That's a good point.
That has to change.
If you only have to go in twice a week or 3 days a week, why would you want to pay full?
Yeah.
Because you're really saving that much money.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you're definitely saving time by being able to take the HV lanes, but you could just find a third person, 2 other people, and then use it that way as well.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a Gen Z daughter, and I can't see she and her friends going into a van pool, especially 5 days a week.
No.
So, I don't know. That's my prediction.
So she's driving now?
Yes, she has her learners. She's driving with me, but she'll get her full license at the end of August.
Yeah. But she probably is not interested in like taking public transit if she had that option.
I try, living in this area.
Yeah,
I try to get her to take Shenandoah. I really do. I really do. And I tell her, it's like, when I was 16, if I didn't have my license,
I would have totally taken that. Yeah.
Take transit to shopping or to a restaurant somewhere.
If it gets me out of the house.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would have been on it all day long.
Yes.
But no. So just living in this area, she's not. But she's not.
So the Shenandoah and Wind Train, are those the 2 main options, I guess, for transit around?
Actually, no. Front Royal, we have the corridor connector.
Right.
Which connects 522 to the town, and then there's the Front Royal trolley, correct?
Yes.
That goes around town. So that's Warren County, Front Royal, Wind Tran, and Winchester, Shenandoah, and Shenandoah County.
Gotcha.
And the Waterloo Commuter Bus.
Yes.
Well, I'd say it was like you guys got a new bus service going in. So you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. So it just launched in beginning of May. So we have a couple of riders so far. We did have a bus prior to COVID too, and it took a while to gain riders and get people to trust the service. So we're hopeful that in the next couple months and over the next coming years that it'll really help our commuters who travel out of this region. It travels out of the Waterloo Park and Ride lot Monday to Friday, and it goes into Arlington County and Washington, D.C., and it makes 3 stops.
What time does it usually leave and drop off at?
I think at Waterloo it leaves at 5:45, and then it gets back to the Waterloo Park and Ride lot that evening around 5:15.
Yeah.
So it makes stops early in the morning. I mean, you're there early enough to start your day, and then...
That's nice. And, and does it take 66, I guess, express lanes?
Yep. It travels up Route 50 to 17 and then gets on 66.
So it's probably like a little over an hour
Yeah,
commute then?
I would say,
so?
yeah.
So that's substantial than
Yeah.
driving 2 hours or
Yes.
plus.
Yes.
I mean, it'll
definitely
take me an hour and a half just in the SOV lane, just driving normally to get to Fair Oaks or so.
And it has a bathroom, full
bathroom, Wi-Fi,
Oh, nice.
outlets, AC, heat, and there's storage compartments above the seats as well.
So if
and
someone's
handicap
interested,
accessible too, and bike racks.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's bike racks on it too.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. So like, okay. So yeah, if you went a decent, then you could bike to wherever your office is and stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
And so you're not paying for parking either in DC,
Exactly.
DC or Arlington.
Yep.
That's the other kicker too, is if you have to, that's interesting too. So like kind of what we were saying, I guess, with the van pool, if people are only going in twice a week, it's probably better to do the bus because you're only paying when you ride it, right?
Yep. So you can do one-way pass, and then you can do a round trip, and then you can do 12 passes and get a monthly pass as well.
Okay. So the 12 passes, like you just use them whenever you want.
Yep.
Right. So that's great. Then,
Yeah.
So if you're only going in 2 or 3 times a week, that could stretch you out for a whole month right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah. So do you see more people riding it on like certain days of the week and stuff? Like,
So the one girl that uses it, I know she used the bus prior to COVID, and she's back to using it now. She's hybrid, so she goes in some days and then she works from home the other days. And I think it's like Tuesdays and Thursdays that she uses it. So I see those 2 days being the busy days, or maybe even like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, middle of the week, to where a lot of people like to telework on Mondays and Fridays.
that makes sense. Yeah. I guess you guys that just started this past May, and I guess how do you see that growing over the next couple of years or so? Like, I guess you said you're doing social media posts and stuff to help build ridership. Is there anything like?
We had a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, we did a ribbon cutting.
We had Q102 there. We had the ribbon cutting. We had cookies shaped like the bus.
Nice.
The Winchester Star was there.
The RPT was there.
And the bus is wrapped, so if you pass it on the highway, you can see the full schedule.
I'll definitely do that too. I'll put a little overlay over top of
Yeah.
it so people can see
Yeah.
what it looks like
Yeah,
too.
Yep.
yeah. It's
and
really nice looking.
I guess if they want to
Yeah.
know more information too about it, they can go on the Ridesmart website and it's all on there.
Yep,
as well.
ridesmartva.org, and it's the first thing that pops up.
Awesome. What are you guys, I guess, like kind of looking into the future as well? What do you see going on next for Ridesmart? Like, what's like the next? What's the future? I guess,
Well-
look like? I mean, like you kind of touched on the Vanpool thing. I think that's really interesting.
What
as
we're
well.
looking, hopefully, and what we're planning, this is planning, nothing in concrete. We want to see transit from the Front Royal Park and Ride lot daily, Monday through Friday, several times a day
Yep.
to the
Going-
Northern Virginia area.
Oh, like into Winchester.
No, Northern Virginia.
Oh, sorry, Northern Virginia.
Yeah,
Thinking
yeah.
North.
Yeah, no, Northern Virginia.
Okay.
That's a plan. We don't have anything in concrete yet, but we're
Yeah.
hoping to get service multiple times a day in and out of that park and ride
So
lot.
what made you pick the Waterloo one over that one, I guess, to run? Was there, I guess there's more people come from Winchester?
Well, it
or
was
in that area?
the Waterloo has a trip grant through DRPT, and then we'll get assistance through DRPT for the Front Royal service, and they didn't want competing public
buses traveling.
funds, you know.
that
So
makes
that's
sense.
why
Okay.
we moved the Front Royal bus to Waterloo,
Okay.
and then we could have the other service multiple times a day.
Out of Front
Yeah,
Royal.
they didn't want competing public funds grants competing
makes
against
sense.
each other.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So where would the, I guess the bus that maybe in the future would be coming out of Front Royal, would that be going exactly to the same locations as or would you be stopping like in Fairfax County along the way, or Prince William? Like, would you
At
be making
the-
other stops in between?
I think that there's hopes that they can stop at the commuter lot in Gainesville.
That
Oh,
the
okay.
The
new
newer
one,
one?
it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
off 60, yeah.
And then
then-
from there they can connect with PRTC.
Yep.
That's true. So that's something that, we've been kind of chatting about in Fairfax County, is like, how do we start kind of creating those cross-jurisdictional connections and stuff? And I know there's routes here throughout the northern Shenandoah Valley, right? I guess that's across the county lines in terms of buses. Like, I know there's the one going to Laurel Ridge Community College now from Winchester
From
that
Winchester.
Wintran offers. Are there any others? that
No,
are
they all kind of stay in their
in their own pockets.
yeah.
kind of,
Unfortunately, but that's something
Yeah.
we're trying to change. Like with Shengo, we're trying to get that up to LRCC,
Yep.
What is that?
Laurel Ridge.
Laurel
Oh,
Ridge.
sorry, yeah.
Laurel Ridge.
In my head, it's still Lord Fairfax. I have to
Yeah.
Oh,
remember.
mine too. Yeah. So we're trying to
Yeah.
get that bus up there, and that connects Shenandoah County folks with a whole
up
new route with
Yeah.
Winchester.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Was there a
that's
route
a
in
kind
the
of a
past?
short term.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was a short term. That's a short term goal.
Yeah.
I don't want to say long term because I don't want to wait a long time for that.
Yeah.
You know, I would
was
like
there ever a interregional bus service like that? I almost feel like there was at one point. But
to
maybe,
LRCC.
I know there was at one point, like maybe 10 or 15 years ago. But was there other, cross-jurisdictional routes throughout the valley? Like,
Page County probably, 15 years ago, they had a
Okay.
bus that came up to the 522 area and
Gotcha.
took
Okay.
people to work out there, like to Family Dollar.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of what's all out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But right now, no. But hopefully, that's, like I said, that's a short-term goal to create like a...
Well, it's interesting too because it's like even in a rural area like this, like trying to have those connections, and even over in Fairfax County, still like even though the network of transit's so much more robust, there's still a lot of gaps where there's not connections. Like if you're trying to get to Bethesda or something via transit, and then into Fairfax County, you have to take this bus to here and then hop on this. You can take Metro to here and then hop on this bus. So you're like, oh, the heck, at this point, it's not worth my time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's still those those opportunities for like the cross jurisdictional.
I mean, that's our, like I said, that for several of like Front Royal and Shenandoah and LRCC and all that to come together, that's kind of a long-term goal, but a short-term goal for Shenandoah would be to
Come out to
I
Laurel
think
Ridge.
if we connect Shenandoah to LRCC, that will start to put in place maybe Front Royal connection.
Other people would want to like get in on that.
Yeah, and
like would the community college be like a hub, like a transit hub?
Yep,
or
like a
something?
transfer
Yeah.
station.
I mean, it's right there off 66 and 11. Or sorry, not 66. Well, 66 is right there.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
81,
81,
66,
yes.
Yeah.
81, 11. So it is kind of like in a hot spot for a connecting.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
the transfer. And Page County, they're going to be starting a feasibility study to see if it's feasible for transit in Page County. And that could be the key, right? And I think they want to actually maybe go to Harrisonburg, maybe not.
That makes sense.
To get people from work from Page County to Harrisonburg.
Harrisonburg,
So I don't
yeah.
think there's probably not a high employment rate in Page, or not.
The opportunity
The
isn't
opportunity
there. Yeah.
isn't there.
Yeah, and then that many people probably going all the way to the Winchester area. Is there any work, I guess, with like? I mean, you're so close to West Virginia too. Is there anything
Yeah.
going on with like any of the counties of West Virginia?
We don't work with them, but there is a bus, and I can't think of the transit company's name in West Virginia, but they run a bus to Craft
Oh,
and
okay.
Rubbermaid.
Is it just for their employees? Or?
It's just for
For the employees, yeah.
for employees. But that bus has been running a long time too, 15, 20 years.
From like Berkeley County, probably or something. I guess. Now it'd be up 81.
I can't think of the. I can't. I don't think it's is it Berkeley North?
Yeah,
No, it's
Jefferson?
more western. Yeah,
Jefferson.
somewhere. Well,
or east. That's east of Berkeley. But yeah, I can't remember what's after. What's after that?
yeah, I can't think of the county, but in that
So there
region.
are a couple, but that's like I guess more employer specific. Like not anyone could just jump on that
No,
bus and
that's-
ride. And
Yeah.
because I guess like the majority of people working in this region living outside the region, or
I would say no. I think that
Most people
majority of the
living in
people
here
that live here work here.
Work here.
in the region.
If they stay here, yes. But a lot of our people travel outside of the region for work.
And we do have that number.
Yes.
how many people?
15,000 travel into Fairfax County in the Nova area, and then 52,000 travel outside of our region for work, approximately.
And that's included. That first number is included in that second number, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
So 52,000 total, 15,000 of which go
Go to-
specifically to Fairfax County.
In the Nova area, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it makes sense for the commuter buses then, off 66 then, and from Waterloo and Front Royal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good opportunity there for people to take advantage of that. I'm wondering too, like how many of those people, like how many days are they?
Right.
Right. Because it could be like there's 50,000 going out of the region, but only, each of them are only doing 1 or 2 days a week too. So it's like, I guess the trip counts too are different. But, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of. Is there anything else I'm missing?
We got the bus and the
Yeah.
and the transit. Our goal for transit out of the Front Royal Park and Ride Lot. That's. I mean, we're hoping that's going to be hopefully this fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I hope I'm
Wow.
not jinxing us.
Yeah, I would say this
Man, you
fall
guys are
maybe.
on a bus roll.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
That's awesome.
It's exciting for people out here to have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to have the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because out here you have to have a vehicle. I mean, not if you live in town like the town of Front Royal and Shenandoah County. If you live right on the Route 11 corridor in Winchester, but
Yeah.
really, you kind of really unfortunately need a vehicle. So we're trying to change that.
Yes.
I'm just thinking, like, do you see more of the towns, I guess, implementing more like bike-friendly infrastructure or pedestrian-friendly?
Winchester is.
Mm-hmm.
Winchester definitely.
Winchester.
But we'll have to say no for the other counties. They're just not there yet.
Yeah.
They're not there.
But do you think like the community's not interested as much, or like the population, I guess, of the smaller towns
population
probably aren't, like, we got our car and we're used to that, and like
yes,
yeah,
yeah, we have our car, and I hate to say it, probably people in a lot of the counties probably see people riding a bike thinking you're crazy to be, riding a bike. And I think that it's not safe like in Shenandoah County and the rural parts of Warren County. It's not safe to do.
I mean, even when I was living in Winchester still, like I had friends who live a mile away from their work in Winchester. And I was like, why don't you guys drive every day? Why don't you bike? Like it'd take you almost the same time biking, like a little bit longer, and they're like, it's just not safe. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, well, I could go this way, but then I have to cross over Jupiter early or something. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
And that's the city of Winchester.
Yeah, that's the
Think
city of
about
Winchester.
that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I definitely think that comes down to like the safety measures for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like people are probably there are probably a lot of people interested in trying it, but the infrastructure is not quite quite there yet.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
It just takes time.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys for coming and chatting with me.
Yeah, thank you for coming out here to the valley.
No problem. Well, see you next time. So thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Transportation Talks, and we'll see you next time.